edition 93 of the Toolstop podcast. I'm Mark and I'm joined by
Neil.
And Neil, a wee bit more like last week, we're doing something with the video camera again.
Hello.
We wave to the camera to anyone catching this on YouTube.
Hello to YouTube. We got YouTube on the screen here, Mark.
Yep, youtube.com
Some of our new videos.
/Mr. Toolstop.
Yep.
That's where all our latest videos go. How many videos do we have up, Neil? Is that 578?
578, yep.
And there's a few set as private.
Aye.
We've got a few Power Tool Spy exclusives that...
Some in the pipeline.
Yep, ready to go.
I've got some information about some of that actually
here. Right, okay, some teasers. Excellent. For those that are clocking the video, which again is on YouTube, we've also got some power tools here on the desk, a couple of Hitachi tools. We'll talk about them in a wee minute. The demo video for them is actually on the screen just now over at YouTube, so folk can check it out.
Right.
Okay, so what's on the agenda today, Neil?
Well, as we mentioned last week, we were going to go and see if we could maybe respond to some of the feedback or talk about some of the feedback that we've had on a couple of our social media channels, like Twitter, like Facebook, like YouTube. So we've got Facebook up on my screen here, we've got YouTube up in there.
I've got the blog.
You've got the blog up, so we've got the blog as well. So these are all places that people can leave feedback for us. You can also leave feedback on the Toolstop website itself. On any product page, there's a comment box on there down the bottom of the page, which will change soon when the page gets redesigned. There'll be a little tab there that asks you if you want to leave a review. So there's loads and loads of places you can speak to us on the internet. A completely open door policy. But what we're going to do today is we're going to try and discuss some of these comments that we've had.
Yeah, I'm happy to start with the blog here. I put up a quick post yesterday referring to a question that had been asked over on the Bosch forum, the Bob forum. We talked about that before in the podcast. And somebody had put up a little thread, memories of Bosch, very much focused on their earliest memories of Bosch power tools. But it got me thinking about our earliest memories of power tools. I shared that mine was the smell of my dad's hammer drill, and probably the noise as well. But at quite a young age, is that power tools, and they still do. You run the motor, and there's a smell comes off. I don't know if it's the brushes going or whatever it is, but anyway, just been aware of that at a young age, and almost immediately we get a great comment from. Let me just bring it up. Ollie. We've talked about Ollie before on the blog, mentioned him in the podcast. Ollie Parry Jones. And he puts up a wee comment about his earliest power tool memory, which is a table saw.
Aye.
Yep. I don't know if it involves the loss of any digits. You know, I think he's okay. But if you want to read it, toolstop.co.uk/blog.
Yep, we'll catch up with that later. Yep. He's a good guy, Ollie. I remember he wrote a blog post for us.
About Metabo, wasn't it?
Yes, Metabo kit, 12.8 volt kit, 10.8 volt kit.
Big John, who did the filming last time, he's on his lunch break just now. We'll just be completely honest. You know, last week his tummy was rumbling.
He's been sacked because of the rumbling tummy.
Fair enough. Okay, I was trying to not discredit him too much.
No, we've got to tell people this.
The rumbling tummy was a bit of a distraction. I think more for you.
Had a few complaints about that.
Well, aye, true. But Big John, before his sudden exit from the company, came up with the idea of going down to the London Eye. And dropping a power tool out in the London Eye. You helpfully pointed out to him that the windows don't open in the London Eye.
It's totally enclosed.
But that wasn't a hindrance to John's idea. He says, well, you could test the effectiveness of the tool drilling through the window to create an opening, dropping the power tool out the opening you've just created in the London Eye.
That's good, but if you did that, you'd probably get put in jail, right?
True.
You've seen some of the sentences these guys have been getting for rioting.
Well, for suggesting rioting.
Even somebody got 4 years or something like that for having a golf club. You did a post a while back on the blog and also a video on YouTube telling people what's the things to look out for when they're buying a cordless drill. And somebody came back and mentioned, well, the only things you need to look out for is Metabo, Makita, Bosch, Hitachi and DeWalt. And somebody else commented that the Metabo LTX, which you've just mentioned, very impressed. That was from a user called the Forza 1000, is his name.
Yep.
But Hitachi being mentioned there, quite interesting because, I mean, you've had your doubts about Hitachi tools over a period of time. You've not hidden that from anyone, you know. You quite like the DeWalt, you like the Metabo. But these are good.
No, I mean, fair point. we did a video on these on Monday. We mentioned it earlier on. It's up on the monitor there. You might be able to just see that on the video. Yeah, it's the KTL218C twin pack. So it's got the clip-on batteries that slot into the bottom of the tool. 18-volt lithium ion. They're charged on a quick charger that's air cooled. So Hitachi, I mean, they might be playing a wee bit of catch up with some of the technology that's out there, but you know, they seem to be implementing it fairly well, and to be fair to them, these feel robust, they feel solid.
Very heavy, isn't it?
Metal chuck, I'm looking here, it looks like aluminium housing on the gearbox. A decent tool with the DV18DL, you've got the impact driver.
I mean, one thing that's rubbish on it, if we were feeding anything back, I would say, is we've got this belt hook on the side here, and then built into that is the LED light. I don't know if you can catch that on the video. Obviously the guys listening on the podcast, the LED's pretty rubbish. LED lights these days are all coming with these white spotlight LED things. This is like a street lamp. An orange coloured glow.
It's like a sodium arc light.
So
I think the other problem with the job light and being incorporated into the hook is that the job light actually shines onto the bottom part of the battery here, or the side part of the battery.
You can move that though. That's
or you'd need to undo the screw part of the side and tilt it up.
Do it. No, I think you just push it. Yeah. I don't know, but it can move.
You're right, it does move. Look, there you go.
Did you get it?
Aye,
so there you go. Anyway,
a
lot of people will be listening to this.
Well, look, I'm going to point that out. You're right, you push what looks like a screw head, you push that
push
in,
the other side,
tilt it up. Now you tilt it up. If you're watching the video, you might be able to see this. You tilt it up, and now actually, see that, Neil? The light is shining
that way
directly onto the chuck.
Yeah.
So you see that now? You might see it on the desk. It's now illuminating exactly where the chuck is.
Yeah, pretty cool.
So actually, a better feature than we first thought. Sorry, Hitachi.
What do you think of Hitachi, Mark?
Yeah, they're going up my estimations.
They won you over. The GTL3 tile laser from Bosch. A lot of comments. It's one of the most viewed videos that we've got on our YouTube channel. It's a laser that helps shine nice straight lines to help you lay tiles, floor tiles, wall tiles, whatever. A lot of people saying, what's the point of it? I can use a bit of string, I can do this, I can do that. But the point is, it's easily set up. Once you've bought it, obviously, it's of course a bit of money. It's a time saver, and it actually does project absolute straight lines, whereas your string, if it sags or anything like that. So one thing though that came out from a lot of the comments on there was that people aren't reading up on what this tool's all about. It's a great tool. It looks funny, but it's great. This is why I got this mug. On it says RTFM, which stands for Read the Manual, and I was quite impressed with that when I saw it.
I think you're right.
Ideal.
Talking about replacing stuff, my oldest son was sitting on the armchair last night with my laptop at his side and a glass of fizzy orange.
Again?
Not again, he's never done it. My youngest one spilled some fresh orange on my work laptop.
Right.
This is with the kind of family laptop, and I don't know what happened, but we just heard wailing from the living room. We thought he'd found a dead body, and we ran through, and he's going, I've broken it, and there was the laptop lying on its side with Fanta just pouring out of it. So he tried to move his glass, tried to move the laptop at the same time, spilt the Fanta, and then stood up in a panic, and the laptop fell on the floor. So I don't think the warranty will cover that, unfortunately.
No. Is that why Steve Jobs has packed it in?
He's disgusted.
Aye.
You know, he's going
I
to
heard on the news this morning, so that was it.
Basically.
My
Fanta
God.
on a MacBook. Okay, well, do you know what, Neil? That's 22 minutes almost.
You are kidding me
No,
on.
I mean, whoever's listening to this right now, it might have been edited a wee bit, so it might be less than that, but for our
If there
sake...
is anybody still listening at this stage.
I know, or watching the YouTube video.
Aye.
You wave to the camera
I
before
got
we
a
turn
wee
it off.
question for you, Mark.
Yes.
Okay, this is just a question. One of the questions we put out on the channel this morning on the Facebook. What came first, the chicken or the egg?
Ah, right, okay. So it's an existential question then?
Aye. Will we put the answer out next week?
I think we should.
If you can't wait, then you can check on the Facebook page and the answer's already up there.
Okay, well, we'll speak to everybody next week then.
Bye.